Okay, I know this is a very weird setup that we've got going on tonight because I'm at the gym. But I really wanted to make sure I got this video done and I wanted to hit the gym. So at the gym, we're going to kill two birds with one stone. I'm going to go ahead and tag a few people real quick. Hey, Zoe, I'm definitely bringing you on. Let me tag a few folks. I do recall Tone saying that he wanted to possibly chime in. So let me invite him and a couple other folks real quick. And then we can just get into it. If I could type while I'm trying to walk on this thing. Okay. All right, so I'm done with that for now. Oop. All right. Hey, EJ. You say you here? Where you at? You here like in the building or you here virtually? Hi, Meredith, if you're still watching. It's so funny because it shows me who's watching. So like when someone comes on, it like tells me immediately, boom, so-and-so is there. And then I guess they just be gone so quick. I can barely say hi before they're leaving. Okay, I'm glad you're watching. So, like I was saying earlier, let me go ahead and take this incline down just a little bit. Hey, love, I'd love to bring you on. So, this Starbucks boycott. So, you saw my video earlier. It's Sunday. I have to work. So, of course, what I wanted to do was hit the Starbucks to get my grande white chocolate mocha, no foam. And I couldn't do that because I saw the way these two black men were just sitting here waiting on their friend like people do every day in Starbucks. And somehow, and this is the part that I know so far, so if I am wrong, please correct me. And if you can, post a link. Somehow the manager of the Starbucks decided she was going to call the police on them because they weren't ordering anything. Yes, bougie blacks are up in arms about this Starbucks situation. I'm glad you find it hilarious until you take 8 shots in the back in your grandmother's yard. But we'll get back to that. So, the manager decides to call the police on these two gentlemen for not leaving that were waiting for their friend. Now, mind you, I'm sure lots of establishments have rules that say, they only let customers use the facilities or blah, blah, blah. All these rules and things that usually don't apply. But I want to know how many times has someone called the police, excuse me, on a non-black person that was just sitting in Starbucks. Hell, how many times have anyone called the police on someone going to Starbucks anyway, period? Hi, Davis A. Darrell. It's okay, let me back up. Let me gather my thoughts because I got a lot going on up here. So, remember when Old Navy, when there was the black guy who came in, he actually had on an Old Navy jacket that he'd already purchased. He came in Old Navy and then they wanted to have him produce his receipt, ask him when he got it because they thought that he stole it. That was the stupidest thing I'd ever heard because no one's ever done that to me. I'm sure I've gone to places where I've previously purchased something and I'm wearing the thing that I purchased. But I never had that issue happen. But what did Old Navy do? Boom. Fired the people that did it because they knew that A, that was not policy, and B, that they were obviously stereotyping these people or profiling these people, this man. So they took care of it. And that's what's expected. When you're running a $1 million or $1 billion company and you have millions or hundreds of thousands or however many employees, are some racists going to slip through the cracks? Sure, because we have freaking racist people. But your response to it is what needs to be addressed. If someone's doing something that they shouldn't be doing, you need to reprimand that employee and get rid of them if you don't want them representing your brand. So that's why this, oh, we're sorry this happened apology isn't enough. It's not enough. What are you going to do so it doesn't happen again? Because if you keep those people in employment, it's bound to happen again. So I feel like they need to get rid of the people that did it, the manager, whoever. They might even need to, get rid of the assistant manager and hell, maybe even the baristas that are working there, because someone should have said, wait, why are you calling the police? Like, someone should have stood up for them. Just like in the video when that man, I'm not sure if he's white, Caucasian, or I don't know if he was Hispanic or whatever. He was like, dude, why are you arresting these people? Like, he's like looking like this is preposterous. But the thing about it is, it's happening all the time where black people are being profiled, and brown people as well being profiled for nothing. It's just that now people actually have video footage of these things happening. There's police cameras of these things happening. So it's not like this just started. It's just now you're actually getting to see that people aren't constantly lying. Okay. All right, so there said it was like 6 police officers for 2 black men who literally didn't do anything. And that's why I made another hashtag, blanking while black, because basically that's what people are getting arrested. Walking while black, standing while black, sitting somewhere peacefully while black. And apparently that's a reason to call the cops on them. Hi, Terrence, if you're still there. And I just want to put out there why I decided I'm going to participate. Because I've said this before. It's a pretty popular phrase. Money talks, BS walks. So if you're really concerned about something or you really want to have your voice heard, this is how it is. It's through the money. Because that's the only thing that a lot of industries respond to, a lot of businesses respond to, is that money. When people started pulling out their support for the NRA, they started to feel the pushback from that. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm spitting. They started to feel the pushback from that. And that's how you get things done. Someone mentioned something about protests. Okay, so hold on, there's a question. So the question is, how will we know when the boycott is over? What are the objectives? Like I said, for me personally, if you're running $1 billion company, there are going to be some racist people that may do some racist stuff. You effing get rid of them. Like I said, the person who called in needs to be fired. I don't care where they go after that, but they need to think twice before they decide they're going to racially profile someone. So for me, that is enough for me personally. Excuse me, I'm on this treadmill. Hi, Elena. Hey, Jeffrey. Hey, Jeffrey Person. Hey, Elena Ralph. So for me, that would be enough, because that says that we don't stand for that. This little weak apology, like, sorry, those men's lives are changed forever, and not for the good. By the end of it, it may be for the good, because they may win this lawsuit that I hope is brought against Starbucks. You had these 2 men doing literally nothing but sitting. They got arrested. They had to spend a night in jail. Hell, if they had a job to go to in the morning, they could have been fired. Although they're there on the business meeting, so I'm assuming they probably don't, or they have the type of business where they can take a day and it not be that big of a deal. But this has affected them for the rest of their life. And that isn't free. That should cost something. That should cost their company something. Even if that company decides that now we need to do a better screening process of our employees. Sorry. So that's what my objective is. I don't know what other people want. One other thing that I wanted to say. So some of y'all know where I work at, but I work in a place where we get customers that come in and out all the time. And there's this one guy. He's a customer because he has made purchases before. There's this one guy that's an older gentleman. He probably has some mental issues, and he comes into the store sometimes. I make conversation with him. I can tell that there's something going on. With him having the things that he has going on in his mind, probably, he could easily get the cops called on him for loitering or whatever. And because of his mental unclarity, that could end in his death. He could end up getting shot to death because he's, talking to himself while black, blinking while black. And the reason I patronize him or, talk to him and just, try not to treat him any different or whatever, because I just put him in the shoes of what if that was my grandfather or my great-grandfather that's, mentally unclear and he's just out here in the street. That's not the case. My grandfather passed away a while ago. But that's why I try to treat him just like a regular, normal person, because, he is, even though he may have some mental issues. And I wouldn't want to have someone end up calling the police on him and then, boom, he gets shot there. There's some comments I want to read, so give me just a second. Hey, Raina. Honey, I really wanted my white chocolate mocha this morning. Okay. Jeffrey Person says, no different than the Applebee's waitress who was fired for racially profiling two college students. Exactly. You get rid of people who don't represent your company the way you want it represented. The waitress was fired and the location was closed until further notice. Okay, let me read Love's comment real quick. Starbucks said they want to meet the two men that were arrested so they can apologize in person. Yeah, they need to apologize, but what about the person who did the offense? The person who called the cops on these innocent black men sitting there waiting for their friend? Deal with them. To me, that's what needs to happen. Hey, Marvin. Okay, Love said, for me, Derek, yes, they are on my ish list still. So even if that's done, they're still going to be on her ish list. I totally understand. Apologize in person, but fire that bitch and make it stated policy that discrimination is not supported by the company. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I need to happen. All right. Hey, Lee. All right. So, also another reason why I wanted to do this is because I want people to give their personal accounts of situations that maybe they have encountered. I haven't really encountered any blatant racism except something when I was a child from like a long time ago. Let's see. Derek says, I'm sorry if I don't pronounce this word, reticent to call the police on black people as a bystander now because who knows what kind of escalation they will bring. Exactly. And EJ says, thank God for Dunkin' Donuts. There isn't a Dunkin' Donuts by me, so that's the only reason why why I don't go there instead. So does anybody want to come on and just share with the world that this is not an isolated incident? Just share your experience of anything that may have happened to you, any type of racial profiling, anything that happened to a friend, family member. Because for some reason, Love wants to come on. Okay, Love, let me see if I can get you on real quick. Hold on. Yes, Love, let's do it. Okay, I'm trying to. Please come on, Love. And with a name like Love, why would you want Love on, huh? All right, it says it's adding you. It's saying adding on my screen, but I don't know what's happening. But yeah, I just want you to share their comments. For some reason, there are some people out there that thinks that these are isolated incidents. Excuse me. And I feel like maybe if more people share the things that they've experienced, maybe that'll help open the eyes of those who actually care and want to know. Actually, that's not true. Not just one incident. There was two incidents. It was very small and minute though, and I guess that's why I didn't really think about it. Okay, that's trying to add you. What if the harassment was by a black officer? See, you're not there. So the issue wasn't about someone being harassed. The issue was because no one was harassed. That's the thing. Someone at the establishment decided that these two black men were doing something they shouldn't have been, which was waiting for their friend to show up. So I don't care what color the police officer is. It's not about them. It's about Starbucks employees deciding they're going to call the cops on people for doing nothing except sitting while black. That's why. So I don't know you relate to the program, but that's what the situation is. The president says this is a local matter. Black people are white supremacists too. There are some that feel that way. Love says this never works. I'm sorry. Okay, he said, I know that. They were doing something they weren't supposed to be doing. Right, existing. EJ says, I've had a recent situation at my son's school that I felt was handled harsher than it should have been if it were. Okay. Love is trying to come on again. I'm going to try and get her on again. I'm going to hit approve. Okay, my screen says adding. So I don't know what's happening. EJ, if you want to come on and tell me, share it after it's over. Okay, I understand. So you probably can't right now because it's probably still in the works. Understood. So this is just about that subject matter. It's about anyone being harassed by the police for doing nothing. Typically, this happens to non-whites. This happened to you. What makes? Do you want to come on and share? I don't know why it's not adding Love. Okay, I'm going to try to add you one more time. I don't know what I'm going to try and add you one more time, Love. And if it doesn't add you, I'm going to go ahead and get somebody else on. Hey, Cortez. Welcome. Hey, Jay Nicole. Okay, it says it's adding you, love. I don't know what. It's saying it's adding you, and then it says that I have approved you. Okay, now it's saying can't bring you on because you're already in a broadcast. I don't know what the heck is going on. Okay, G says let him put a shirt on. Hey, Cortez, have you ever experienced any type of racial profiling that you would like to share with the people tonight? If so, let me know. Okay, I'm trying to add love. I don't know why this never works for love. I'm going to try and add someone else. Who else wants to come on? Can an officer detain me? Do I have to answer his questions? We need to know these civil liberties. That's a different show, but I feel it's important. That's true, especially if you especially with people that believe in the whole sovereign thing. Tone is watching. Hey, Tone, thanks for coming on. Yeah, I think he's talking about, and that's the thing. In what context? In what context are you now breaking the law, and now do these police officers have the right to, arrest you? Okay, let me see who else is here. Let's see if Jeffrey Person can come on. Jeffrey, I'm trying to add you now. Okay, it says adding. Okay, see, Jeffrey Person, love, I don't know what's wrong with yours. Hi, Jeffrey, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. How are you ladies doing? How's everybody out there?
So we are good. So yeah, whatever you want to share, whether it's just your opinion or an experience that you've had, please do share that with the people.
Well, I think it's just interesting because, I'm 42 years old, and really that's been the story of my life and my family. Growing up in Brooklyn, New York, my parents felt the need to send my brothers and I to Catholic school because the Catholic school system seemed to be a little better than the public school system as far as safety.
Mm-hmm.
And my father was a police officer. So how ironic it is that my oldest brother, when he was about 7 years old, I wasn't even born yet, but the story was told to me that a little Caucasian boy was, teasing him and picking on him and throwing things at him, and then my brother finally lashed out and bit him, only for the principal, who was a nun, to call my brother an animal. Of course,
Mm.
at that time, they didn't know, who my parents were. My mom was a registered nurse, my dad was a cop, and my mom actually slapped the principal, who was a nun. And from that point on, my
Wow.
parents made it their business to teach us about the fact that as black men, and I'm just be honest, especially as darker skinned black men,
Mm-hmm.
we were always going to be behind the eight ball.
Wow.
There was always going to be people who were going to judge us and discriminate. I, my whole life, I've gone into stores, I've gone into retail stores, I've gone into grocery stores, and I was that kid that got followed around. Even though I'm going to the most prestigious schools and I had the best of education, none of that mattered. And so now, as a grown man, and I hear these stories, it it incenses me to the point where you really wish that you could do something more than even just boycott.
Exactly.
Uh,
Yeah, absolutely.
you know, uh, and it's something that I'm pretty sure, and I know you said you probably had maybe one incident in your lifetime,
Two
but when
now
I
that I
tell
think
you,
about it.
it's my life. Yeah, it's my life story. Even to
Wow.
this day, uh, I can walk into an elevator still, and white women will clutch their purse. It
Wow.
happened just the other day, and they have no idea that here I am as an educated black man in America, come from a two-parent household. No, I've never drunk, never smoked anything. I'm not on anything, addicted to anything, and the stereotypes that we've been labeled with have literally permeated our community in such a way that it's almost like we can't get from under them,
Right.
you know. And I'm telling you, I'm fearful for the future generations when you see this. When I watched that video of the Starbucks incident, and I noticed how calm the officers were once the gentleman who they were meeting arrived, and he vouched for them. They were extremely calm to this. I guess he was, Arab or of some Middle Eastern descent,
Mm-hmm.
and I saw how calm they were, and they actually listened to him. They let him talk,
Mm-hmm.
and I couldn't help but think that if the shoe had been on the other foot, and a brother had come in there to vouch for somebody, they probably would have put the cuffs on him as well.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, so it's unfortunately it's just a thing that I've kind of learned to deal with my whole life. In these 42 years of me being on this earth, it's something that to me is almost normal, which is sad.
Right. 100% agree. And also, Derek said their business partner was their modern day freedom papers, and that's what I was thinking exactly in my head. Like he had to come and be like, "Oh, these is the good Negroes. Like you don't have to like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's 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 frustrating because you
And
feel like your hands are tied.
yeah. And you know, another thing that I'm proud of in a sense is, but saddened also, is
Mm-hmm.
it took Caucasian people to speak up. That's the only reason why this is really getting the media attention it's
Yep.
getting. Because Caucasian people literally said, we sit in Starbucks all the time and don't do anything either. Why are they
Right.
picking on them?
Right.
So I'm a firm believer that when they start speaking up as well, that's when change occurs.
Yes. Not sitting
You
around
know,
and being like, "Oh, doesn't affect me. Not my problem."
yeah, exactly, exactly. You know, and that's the teaching point I think we're at, where the lady who filmed it,
Mm-hmm.
and turned it in, and it's going viral now. They're applauding her for doing that and for stepping up, and I do as
I
well,
do too.
because she could have turned a blind eye. She could have literally just, like you said, oh, it's not affecting me, just two black guys, and I'm gonna go and mind my business. Yeah,
Sorry, I'm in LA Fitness and they're making their little
oh,
announcement.
that's fine. But yeah, I'm proud that at least that young lady did that,
Yeah.
and I think it's gonna inspire, because even me, let me be honest, and I'm not sure who said it earlier, but I'm hesitant sometimes to even call if I see something, because you don't know how it's gonna end up.
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
we're
Derek
living
said
in
the
such
same thing.
yeah, we're living in such a litigious society where everybody wants to sue, but not even just that. Now everybody wants to shoot to kill. So it's like
Right.
it's layers to this now, where I just feel like we go to the extreme. We can't sit down. It's like, did they have to make them leave? They could have said, well, why don't you just buy something then? But no, they put handcuffs on those guys. Said,
Right.
we're going to take you down. You know, they didn't give them an option.
Right.
There's no options anymore, and I think that's one of the biggest problems. We don't have any options to do or not to do.
Right.
And years ago, there were laws about us loitering. If there was maybe four or more of us in a group,
Mm-hmm.
we had to be broken up. And you can see that still kind of exists,
Mm-hmm.
because it's an intimidating factor when we gather together.
Right. Oh, that's a
You
whole
know,
nother topic, but
and,
we
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that's yeah. Okay, so thank you so much for I said calling in. I got a real show, y'all. One day.
Oh, you
But
welcome.
thank you for going live with me. I want to get a couple more people on it, and I'm gonna read some of these comments
Go ahead.
before I bring someone else on. But thank you for sharing your experience, okay?
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for
Thanks.
having me
Have
on.
a blessed evening. Bye. Okay, so I'm just going to read a couple of these comments, and this one's from Derek. The scary part is that if this implicit bias discrimination can happen in Starbucks, why do people act like this isn't in our institutions as well? He says this permeates us in loans, housing, employment, education, all parts of life, and not just the coffee shop. Absolutely agree. And Love said, I've said forever, white folks need to fix this systematic racism they created. 100% agree. Hey, KD. Hey, Zaid. And Derek says we don't get, excuse me, redress unless they feel it's warranted. Love says why were they held for so long without a charge? That's another thing, and I'm eager to see what comes out of this, because I hope they're overly compensated for this experience happening, because like you said, that could have ended the wrong way. Had one of them had an attitude or been resisting, then it could have definitely ended a different way. It could have been You know, somebody else's new hashtag. Hashtag somebody's first and last name. Let me see who else is here. Love, send me a request again, and I'm going to try and see if I can get you on. Actually, let me see if it'll just let me do it. Hold on. I'm going to try and get you on. Hi, Donatia, Rachel. We're just talking about this whole Starbucks situation and basically how we feel. And also, I would like people to share their experiences that they've had blinking while black. Whatever that thing was, whether it was walking, chilling, singing, I don't know, whatever. Yes, I did see that shooting, and I reposted the video. As horrific and graphic as it was, I reposted it because I'm like, people need to see this. We're being treated like animals and shot down by animals for standing while black, holding cigarettes, selling us a loose cigarette while black, selling bootleg CDs while black. Yes, G, America is all jacked up. Okay, I'm trying to add Love, but it's not adding her. I don't know what's going on, Love. Let's see. Let me see if I can get Tone on. I would definitely like to hear from as many of you all as possible that want to share the cop cam. Yeah, I did see the cop cam and how he called him a bastard or something. Like he basically was being disrespectful over this man's body while he was dying. Yes, I did see that. But what do you expect from somebody that's willing to shoot an unarmed man? Absolutely. Yeah, that happens. Yes, my brown and black brothers are, yeah, pretty much anyone non-white. Like, you're a target. May not be as much, but you are definitely a target. Okay, says that it's adding Tone. I don't know if Tone's going to come on because it's been trying to add him for a while and it's not working. And let me do Jeffrey Person. Okay. It's not happening. Oh, did anybody else want to come on and just share their experience? Yeah, that Al sincerely, man, that pierced me to the soul. Understand this situation and also hope they get compensated. Thank you, G. I appreciate that. So, since I can't seem to bring anyone else on for whatever reason, I'm gonna share with you all my my whole thought process and experience when I went to the Black Lives Matter rally in Atlanta, hosted by the NAACP. So they put this this blurb out on Instagram for a Black Lives Matter rally in the city of Atlanta. And I felt compelled to go because it seems like a lot of times we will say that, well, we done marched, we done did this, and it's not making change. But my question to my peers was, like, how many of you all actually have marched, though? How many of y'all actually have participated in things? And so I had never been to a march. I had never been to anything as far as protesting or standing for just, equal rights for black people, So I decided I was going to go. Hey, Tadrian. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name. I think it's Tadrian. So I'm like, okay, let's do this. I'm going. I got my all black on. I got my African earrings in, and I got my hair. My hair was shorter back then. And I'm like, let's do this. Let's show some solidarity. Let's come together as people. Tone said I have several times. So I'm getting ready to go, and my sister tells me that she's worried about me. Now, mind you, this was about 2-ish years ago. I want to say around 2-ish years. And I'm not even sure whose murder we were marching for at that time. Of course, it was for everyone, but I'm sure there was a specific incident that incited this. So my sister tells me that she's scared. Get them steps in and stand up for your rights. Right. So my sister said she's scared for me. And I was just like, girl, it's okay. Everything's going to be all right. And I go down there. I took the train. I met this beautiful young lady. She's a flight attendant. I met her on the way down there. We took the train because we knew traffic was going to be crazy. I want to say it was like on a Friday or a Thursday. It was a Friday night, Friday afternoon after work. So we're down there, and there's all these people around. There's black, white. There are people that just want these killings of these unarmed men to stop. So we're down there, everybody's getting amped up. They're saying something over the bullhorn. We can't really hear. The march is about to start. So the march starts. And we're like, okay, we're chanting and everything. And then to the right side of me, I see some cop cars. And I guess they like just made their sirens go off or something. And my heart started racing. And for the first time, I was really scared. Like, I hope that this doesn't turn bad. I hope that we don't all get shot and murdered just for, marching peacefully. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, if it takes me, someone with a clean past, to get shot just for people to realize, to get murdered, just for people to realize that, Black lives do matter. Because that's the first thing they do whenever they kill an innocent Black man. They're like, oh, let me look up his record. Oh, he did this. He smoked weed 2 years ago. He did this. And I was just like, hey, I've got a clean record. I'm a veteran, honorably discharged. So if it takes me dying to help get this message across, so be it. So that's what I was thinking. And we did the march, and it was peaceful, and nothing bad happened. And I felt united. I felt empowered. And then it probably wasn't but a few months later as we had another hashtag, another killing of another unarmed man. So I said all that to say this. Back to the whole phrase that money talks, BS walks. Ooh, it's time to go. They cut the lights out on me. It's true. So the whole boycotting process and not spending your money in certain places, I believe that it does work. It may be a small thing to some people, but it does work. Tone says, can't just march and boycott, without an attainable goal. I agree. All these unjustified murders are blurring together. Now, it's sad. Derek says he remembers that march. Love says, hashtag the weight of loving Black men. All right, let me go ahead and crank this machine on down because they didn't cut the lights out on this. But, yeah, so I'm glad that you all were able to come on. The one person I was able to get on, I don't know why this doesn't allow me to get people on. It's the enemy, I promise you. But yeah, so that's my personal end goal, is to make them feel the weight of the Black dollar and it not being there. All you want to do is be able to do the same thing everybody else does, peacefully, without being harassed, just because we Black. All right, I'm heading up out of this LA Fitness. Girl, you said the weight of loving a Black man, of loving Black men. I love Black men. I love all men, but this is about the brothers right now. And I'm like, even if I don't marry someone and have babies, well, not if I don't have babies, but if I don't marry a Black man, I'm still gonna have Black sons. I still got Black cousins. I still got Black brothers. I still got a Black daddy, Black uncles, Black relatives that I definitely don't want to see in this predicament. So I'm just gonna keep praying. Keep watching where I spend my money. Yeah, she said H&M learned the hard way. Derek said a frappe would taste real good after this workout. You see this? This is foolishness I got to deal with, y'all. So yeah, that's it. I don't know if anybody else wants to come on. Let me see if I can try. I'm gonna try and add love for the last time. I'm gonna try and add you on. Put my jacket on.
Yeah.
Good. It's just not adding you, love. Are you not getting any notification? Thank you. Are you not getting any notification on your screen that says I'm trying to add you? It should tell you to turn your phone to the side. And that's how you get on. It's not telling you any of that. Because on my screen it's saying adding. I almost want to screenshot it because I don't think you believe me when I be trying to get you on. All right. It's not adding love, y'all. About to go home and shower and get ready for The Walking Dead and try to escape the reality of the world for just a couple of hours. Yeah, she's saying it says nothing. I don't know what the heck is going on. You're going to be the first one I add next time just so that I can get you on. Because I'd love to hear from you. All right, y'all. Have a blessed night. I'm outie, all right? Y'all stay safe. Bye.